What's up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Anthony Walker. Welcome to another episode of the Wrestling Matters podcast. That's right. The Wrestling Matters video style, audio style podcast, whatever you want to go. Hope you guys are well and whatever it is you are doing. Sorry it's a little bit late today because I've had a lot of stuff that I've been doing over the weekend. So I'm recording it now and it's going to go straight up the minute it's done. So no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It will go straight up. Today's topics... And that's what's going to be today, guys, topics. And I'll try and throw in maybe talk about Raw or SmackDown or whatever it is during the duration of this. I don't know if I want to review them. I might review the reunion this week as well, which is tonight, as well as I'm doing this. So I might review that this week, so be sure to look out for that, because that'll probably be intriguing to do. But other than that, guys, it's basically going to be about topics today that I've come across over the weekend and what I've seen. So yeah, it's mostly SummerSlam topics, as well. Mostly SummerSlam. So let me just get my notepad up here. Hope you guys are well. Apologies if I don't sound enthusiastic. I'm going through a little bit of a rough patch, but there's nothing I can't handle at the moment, and I intend on handling it myself. And back at work next week, which I'm very pleased about, quite frankly. Because I need something to take my mind off this and something to relax me a little bit. But we'll see what happens. Right, Untitled, there we go. 4 topics this week. Maybe a little bit more. But we're going to kick off with Undertaker not appearing at SummerSlam. Apparently, from what I read over the weekend, Undertaker's not appearing at SummerSlam. I also read that he is, that it's been confirmed. This was through Dave Meltzer, by the way. Okay? So take this with a pinch of salt, because even though he probably doesn't claim to be the big shot or anything like that, it seems that Meltzer tends to be wrong on occasions. He tends to be wrong. So what will happen? Who knows? So let's just see where this is. Let me just yes, there we go. 2 major scenarios not likely to happen at there. So this is what's been said from Meltzer. And like I say, it's not guaranteed. Okay, don't take this with, oh, it's there, he's not appearing. It's not guaranteed. But there is talk he may not be appearing. So this is what's being said. I need to find out, because to me it makes no sense, which to be fair it does. Why do you have Undertaker on Extreme Rules and not SummerSlam? You would put him in an Extreme Rules to build for SummerSlam. Things can change. We still got a month, whatever it is. They have a lineup for the show and he's not on it. So, like I say, he could be wrong. He may very well be on it. But the likely thing, and also, as of tonight, there's also been talk that he's going to pop out on the Raw reunion and call out his opponent that he wants to fight at SummerSlam. I've also heard that as well. Whether it'll happen or not, we'll find out tonight. It seems, though, ladies and gentlemen, the guy that he's after, or the guy that is tipped to face him at SummerSlam, should he have a match at SummerSlam, is Drew McIntyre. Now, I said this a couple of weeks ago. I said this probably a couple of weeks ago. Maybe even more. I would rather have this match at WrestleMania. But let's start the build here at SummerSlam. And I would have Taker go over him at SummerSlam, and then Drew probably faces him again at WrestleMania and then goes over there. Because in my opinion, you might agree with me, you might not. Excuse me. In my opinion, I think it would mean more if Drew went over at WrestleMania than SummerSlam. Just my thought. And also, he may very well be Universal Champion going into WrestleMania. Because I've seen 2 matches already being announced or already been advertised, probably advertised for the Hell in a Cell match or the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view in October. So it's more than likely going to end up being, from what I've seen, Kofi Kingston versus Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins. And if Seth beats or gets his belt back at SummerSlam, which I hope he does, it may very well be Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins for the Universal title, more than likely inside Hell in a Cell. I know there's one match that's probably going to be in Hell in a Cell, and that's Orton and Kofi Kingston. Because I can see it now. Kofi will probably beat him at SummerSlam, and then they'll build all the way to Hell in a Cell and have them two go at it in Hell in a Cell for the WWE Championship. I bet you. I'll put my money on it right now. I can see it happening. Should he get a title shot? It hasn't been announced yet that he's got a title shot, but since last week on SmackDown, Orton RKO'd Kofi to get the pinfall, you would think he's probably in line. I would actually like to see the SmackDown Tag Team titles be defended by the New Day against Samoa Joe and Elias, to be honest with you. I think that would be intriguing, but everybody wants to be the WWE Champion, and Kofi's got that big bullseye on his chest. Will it happen? Who knows? But that's what seems to be happening. In also additional news to SummerSlam, it doesn't look like what I call it's going to be there. Finn Balor will be there. Okay? Finn Balor will be there, but the Demon will not, it seems. Because it's pretty much guaranteed that it's going to be Finn Balor and now Bray Wyatt one-on-one at SummerSlam. That's probably the obvious outcome, depending on, based off what Wyatt did, his return, and he attacks Finn Balor last episode on Raw. It also seems that, like I said, and everybody's all high and mighty about this, about the Demon not being there. Yes, do we want to see the Demon versus the Fiend? Yes, we do. But the probable reason, if I could speak, the probable reason that he's not going to be there, the Demon that is this is built to get Wyatt over, it seems, because from what I've gathered, Balor is going to be going up until SummerSlam, and then after SummerSlam he's going to take a few months off, and he's already been granted that from what I've read. He's asked for time off to recharge his batteries, and he's been granted it. So what will happen, I don't know, and maybe they will have him come back as a heel and hopefully join the club. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But that's why they're probably not going to use the Demon to face the Fiend at SummerSlam. Because what is the point of, jeopardizing the Demon in a way, or ruining the Demon by having Bray go over on him when he's not going to be around after SummerSlam? So there's no point of having that. Yes, SummerSlam is a big show. Yes, you probably want to see the Demon Finn Balor. But there's no point in that at all. What I would do is have Bray go over Balor at SummerSlam, and then have him take a couple of months off, and then have them build to something, preferably at Survivor Series, or if he's back in time before Hell in a Cell, have them two fight in Hell in a Cell. The Demon Finn Balor versus Bray Wyatt inside Hell in a Cell. I'd pay to see that. I'll be down for that. All day. Every day. I'll be down for that. That's what I'd do. Should he be... Obviously, if he's back in time before Hell in a Cell. Because it's only a couple of months off. He's not taking 6 months off. He's only taking a couple of months off to recharge his batteries. Which is, the smart thing to do. I would say. But, yeah... I would probably think that's the reason why they're not going to use the Demon Balor at SummerSlam. There's also another match that's taking place, or that's rumoured to be taking place, but it doesn't seem like it's going to happen. It doesn't seem like it's going to happen. And I was expecting a rematch. We've seen AJ Styles and Ricochet go at it back and forth for the US title before Extreme Rules. We all saw what happened in Extreme Rules. The club got involved and Styles walked out as the champion. We probably expected to see Finn Balor, not Finn Balor, Ricochet, excuse me, fight AJ Styles at SummerSlam and probably want to see Ricochet get the belt back. But it doesn't seem like that. Because yes, Ricochet and AJ Styles are going to be at SummerSlam in some capacity, but according to a tweet that it's on NoDQ.com, SummerSlam is likely to feature the club versus Ricochet and the Usos rather than a US title rematch. Do you really want to see the US title rematch? I do. I want to see Ricochet get his belt back. Unless they're working towards something for Hell in a Cell. I would rather see the US title rematch than a 6-man tag. It's interesting to know, and it's intriguing because, basically the club's been beating up Ricochet for the past couple of months. But why does the Usos have to get involved? They're already in a feud with the revival of the Raw tag titles. Why do they have to get involved? That makes no sense to me. I mean, it's hard. It's a hard this one because who would you, if you were the booker, who would you pick as Ricochet's partners other than the Usos? Who would you pick? Who would be the fit to go in there? There's hardly nobody there, so it's understandable they're going with the Usos. But why? Surely there's somebody else. I mean, you've got a wild card. Why not bring somebody over from SmackDown to team up with Ricochet? Or maybe make it more interesting to bring the Wall Raiders, turn the Wall Raiders babyface, have them join up. Then at least, Ricochet's got proper backup in them two big monsters. I don't know on that one. That's an interesting one for me on that one. I don't know who I would put in there to be the partners of Ricochet. I don't know. That's an intriguing one. But it looks like we're going to see the SummerSlam 6-man tag. It's more likely, from what I've been told, it's going to be a 6-man tag match. The club versus Ricochet, and from according to this, it's going to be the Usos. Hopefully it will not be, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. So no US title rematch as it stands, which is a shame, quite frankly, because I would rather see the US title rematch, unless they're building up towards something mega for Ricochet. I don't know. I really don't know on that one. And the last topic that I've got in these 4 topics here is Paul Heyman's main event scene. As we all know, Paul Heyman is now the executive director of Monday Night Raw, as we all know. And it seems, ladies and gentlemen, the battle royal that took place last Monday to determine the number 1 contender for the US title the Universal title, at SummerSlam against Brock Lesnar, was Paul Heyman's main event scene for Raw. And the guys that he uses, or he plans on using more, on Raw, which is intriguing. So let me just run down who was in that battle royal, if I can find it. The wild card himself, because Orton was in there as well. It was a cross-brand all-star 10-man battle royal as well, if I can find who was in there. It had Strowman in there. It had Orton in there, Reigns was in there, Seth was in there because he won the thing. Here we are. The featured superstars. These are the featured superstars that Heyman plans on using on Raw. I'm pretty much guessing they're going to keep the wild card. So this is the plan for them. And the featured superstars in that Battle Royal were Rollins, Randy Orton, Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, Rey Mysterio, Baron Corbin, Sami Zayn, Bobby Lashley, Big E, Cesaro, and yes, Brock Lesnar obviously was out there as well. So, according to NoDQ.com, as well, somebody tweeted out the list of they called it Paul Heyman's rundown of the men in Monday's Raw Battle Royal. Baron Corbin, Bobby Lashley, Braun Strowman, Cesaro, Rey Mysterio, Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn, and Seth Rollins is believed to be the intended main event scene on Raw in his role as executive director. So this could be, this is an interesting thing. I don't know why Roman Reigns is on there, for Christ's sake. Isn't he SmackDown? You know, but I guess the wildcard advantage, I suppose, that he want, which will probably allow Heyman to use him. I don't know why. I don't know why Reigns is on there, to be honest, because he's SmackDown. But I guess like I said, the wildcard factor, I suppose. But I'm interested in the outcome of maybe seeing Cesaro as Universal Champion, if this is going to be the case, or maybe a Rey Mysterio. I'm interested in seeing, since Rey Mysterio's name's been mentioned here, what is he going to do with Rey Mysterio? You know what I mean? I mean, could they use Rey Mysterio in that capacity? You know? It'll be intriguing to see that. Do we want to see Rey Mysterio as Universal Champion? If I'm honest, it'd be interesting to see where it goes and what the outcome would be, or the potential outcome of it. You know, I'm very intrigued in that respect. But what would that outcome be? In that respect, would they be would they be that type of intrigue, if you will? Or would they be that type of, outcome for that? When I say outcome, I mean positive outcome for it. Probably not, because it's Rey Mysterio. But considering that the PG era looks like it's coming to an end, and Raw seems to be getting more real, would that fit? I would like to see Cesaro as a Universal Champion, without question, without a doubt. Who would I choose out of Cesaro and Rey Mysterio? Cesaro all day long. All day long. I would definitely choose Cesaro all day long for that. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. How would that be in that respects? I don't know. Who would I have beat if I was Paul Heyman? But it's intriguing. It really is intriguing, that main event scene. I'm rattling my brain here trying to think of what possible outcomes I would do if I was Heyman. But then again, I'm not Paul Heyman, I'm sure he's got some plans for that. But yes, Roman Reigns, probably because of the wild card thing, and Rollins because he's the guy. And I would imagine Lesnar's thrown in that as well at some point. Maybe Lesnar will be taken out of it. I don't know. We'll see at SummerSlam. It's something to think about, I suppose. There's a lot of stuff to think about. There's no doubt. There's a lot of stuff to think about on that one. Definitely a lot of stuff to think about. It's very intriguing as well. Very intriguing. In that respects. But like I say, Rey Mysterio is Universal Champion. It'll be interesting to see where that goes. It will be very interesting to see where that goes. It'd be very interesting to see where that goes and how that would, pan out. It would be. I don't know how it would go, but it would probably be very, very interesting just to see where that goes. I don't know how it would pan out, but we'd have to wait and see what would happen in that respect. Yeah, very much so. But there you have it, guys, anyway. Like I said, that's something to think about. Rey Mysterio's Universal Champion, Cesaro's Universal Champion. I guess that's something to think about, I suppose. We'd have to wait and see in that respect. What's this here about Bischoff? Addressing the rumours. My start with WWE was never supposed to be before July 22nd. That was the understanding across the board, and it was reported wrong. Anything written and reported so far has been wrong as far as what my role actually is and will be, and what my start date will be, said Bischoff. This is such a big job, and there's no way that me or anyone else is going to walk in and take control of anything immediately. It's going to be a long process. It's going to take time. It'll be an evolution over time. My process started a little bit this week in terms of interrogation. I'll become even more on Tuesday, which will be the first time I've attended a production meeting. Okay? So Bischoff's going to be there on SmackDown this week as well. And it's going to be interesting as well to see what happens on SmackDown this week as well, because I found out that for one night only, Sean's going to be on the announce table. Could he be getting a full-time job? I hope he replaces Corey Graves. I would throw Corey Graves on the SmackDown and replace him on Raw. And stick Sean on Raw. That's what I'd do if it was me. If it should this turn out okay for Sean as well. It might not turn out okay. He might not like it. At the end of the day, he's a big part of Triple H's backroom staff in terms of the Performance Center. So would he want to get that in the way? Who knows? But that's what I'd do. Because Corey Graves is a fucking piss take. He really is. I hate him. Get him off that fucking announce table. Please. So much stuff. I would imagine it's something going on in his ear, but they make him talk out of his rear end. They really do. He's a fucking idiot at times. And I find myself agreeing with Michael Cole when he calls him out and stuff, which is never a good thing. Never a good thing. Right. Hulk Hogan released a tweet. For some reason, I saw this last night and I thought of the Raw reunion, brother. Red, yellow, black colour scheme made my mind kickstart with a crazy thought. What if the reunion superstars got together and said enough is enough and just took over the whole WWE and ruined for life? Becky replied to that and said, yeah, that doesn't work for me, brother. So what's Hogan up to? I guess we'll find out on Raw. Is Hogan up to something? Hostile takeover, maybe? For some reason, I saw this last night. made my mind thought, what if the reunion superstars got together and said enough is enough and just took over the whole WWE and ruled for life? Maybe an NWO thing. I don't know. I don't know what the hell's going on down. Maybe it's a cryptic tweet or anything, but I guess we'll find out what that means tonight on Raw. But apparently it doesn't work for Becky. I guess we'll find out what Hogan means tonight on Raw, because Hogan is scheduled to be on that show, from what I've been told. As well, just checking to see if there's any more stuff that I could talk about. Yes, apparently Starcast convention as well. Apparently CM Punk will be there, and apparently that's going to take place in August as well. Starcast 3, yes, Punk is announced for Starcast as well, which will probably be a way to talk to him, say, oh, are you joining AEW? Are you joining AEW? Are you coming back to wrestling? Poor bastard. Orton teases a match with New Japan Pro Wrestling superstar. Who might that be? Oh, Will Ospreay. Apparently they've been back and forth on Twitter as well, so yeah. Maybe Will Ospreay will be coming to WWE soon, and hopefully that'll happen. I doubt it, but, you know. He seems to think that he's the best wrestler in the world at the moment. And a lot of people have called him out on that. Seth Rollins has called him out. Even Randy Orton's testing his waters as well. But we can only find out in that respect when he eventually arrives in WWE, should he arrive in WWE. We will see. But there you have it, guys. That's pretty much it for this episode. So apologies if it's short, but that's all that I could talk about today. I might be back this week doing a Raw reunion review, because I don't know, something about that intrigues me, this Raw reunion, because something major will probably happen, so I'll probably be back to review that this week. I do need to start reviewing more shows, but like I say, I've only been doing this a couple of months max, guys. I've only been back a couple of months, so I'm just trying to get back into the flow of things. Hopefully all this will pick up, and yeah, I'm doing it this way, guys, so whether you hear this on the audio and everything, I'm not worried about stupid audio sites no more. This is the way you're going to see it. This is the concept you're going to see it. And hopefully it will just building up. It's a slow build, guys. A slow process, building all the way up. Hopefully it will reach its potential that I aim to get it at. But we will see. But yeah, I talk wrestling. I love wrestling. You don't like it, don't watch. Wrestling Matters, guys. Hope you have a good week. Hopefully I'll see you during the week as well with maybe a Raw reunion review, but we'll see. We'll see how it pans out. We'll see how Raw is tonight. I'll probably watch it tomorrow and see what happens and everything. Is it intriguing? Is it worth reviewing? We'll see. But until then, guys, I am out. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the week as well. Keep it positive. Keep it real. Keep it wrestling on the Wrestling Matters podcast. Thank you and goodbye.